Planet Water Podcast.
Hello everybody, welcome to Planet Water, the H2Know podcast with Martin and Chance.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Chance. And we have somebody very special here. Who's here? Marcella? Who's here?
Hello.
Hi, Marcella. So nice to have you. And
Thank you for having me.
No, definitely. I hope you're thirsty.
I'm always thirsty.
I like this.
You've seen my social media. I stay thirsty.
Yeah, this is great, and this is pretty much our hashtag as well. Stay thirsty. And no, it's really cool to have you here in our headquarters of Planet
It's
Water.
cute. It's really dramatic with all the waters,
Yes.
all the various waters. Although I'm shocked to see Arrowhead.
Hey, it's a spring water.
It is indeed.
It's a spring water.
A little disappointing.
No. But we have so many other great waters, I think, here. But we want to taste today Crazy Waters. What we already have up front here, because they were so nice. Carol from Crazy Water, the owner, was so nice to send me some waters. I never tasted it before.
I've never even heard of these.
But a lot of people always asking me about Crazy Water. And, hey, Martin, you should taste Crazy Water, all this kind of stuff. So for me, it's important to taste it this time. And I haven't tasted so far. And Nancy, my wife, was so upset already with me because she said already like, hey, Martin, I want to taste the water. Huh? And I was like, no, not right
we have to
now.
save
Cool it, lady.
Yeah, correct.
Hold your
Like,
horses.
relax. I need to drink it when we are ready for it.
Well,
So,
I'm proud to say that I've tasted crazy water.
unbelievable.
Bum, bum, bum.
That is not cool.
I was
huh?
on the road in Texas this weekend performing, and I saw, and because of Martin, I've known Martin for a very long time. And whenever I get a chance to taste different types of waters, I do it. And this weekend I was in Texas and I tried it, and it was tasty. I really enjoyed it.
Great. Which number did you have?
Crazy number 2.
Correct. Because they have 2, 3, and 4, but we will talk a little bit about this later. But in the beginning, I want to give some updates. So first of all, Chance, you were on vacation or
Yeah.
something like this?
Havasu Falls, baby.
So it was
wow.
nice or what?
It was amazing. It was like the most unforgettable and dramatic outdoor experience
Okay.
I've ever had. I would recommend it to anybody.
So we have a little video here, what we're showing.
And
You found a
there's-
dead body?
Well, we were almost the dead bodies at one point. It was bad. So I pulled a rookie mistake and didn't bring enough water, which
Great.
I'm very ashamed of, but I made it back. And this is actually, so once you go down into the campsite, you hit the first waterfall, which is Havasu Falls. But there's a second waterfall called Mooney Falls. And you have to climb down this rock face. And there's also like chains and ladders and stuff. And it's this huge waterfall. It's
Okay.
just crazy. And the water's like luminescent blue-green. And the people, like you go on an Indian reservation called Havasu Pai. And it's called like the blue-green water people. Or the people of the blue-green water is like what their name stands for.
That's cool.
And the problem is, so we got there, it's beautiful, the hike in is amazing, but there's a second part of the hike. So when you get down to Havasu Falls, that's where everybody plays around and stuff. But there's actually an advanced level hike that's like, I think another 8 miles from the campsite, from where all the falls are. And you
Okay.
can keep hiking into the canyon through all these like cliffs and forests and stuff, and you can hit the Colorado River, which is like one of the main rivers that goes to the Grand Canyon that people kayak and raft and stuff on.
Yeah.
But we had no idea how far the hike actually was, and we just had our swim trunks and like our flip-flops on, and as we're walking down the trail, we see all these people coming out with all these big backpacks and boots and stuff, and we're like, how far is it? And they're like, the river? And we're like, yeah, the river, how far is it? And they're like another 2 miles. We're like, oh, okay. So we just keep hiking and hiking and hiking, hours and hours and hours.
Oh my God.
And then we get there and we're like, oh, I guess this is it. It's just a big river.
Yeah.
But by the time we get there, it's already late in the afternoon, so we have to hike all the way back.
Oh, fuck.
And as we're hiking back, of course, we didn't bring water, anything like that.
Oh my God.
So
You should know better, Chance,
we're-
huh? Really?
This is a nightmare.
Dude, my brothers, so they start drinking out of the stream. I'm like, oh my God, what do
Raw
you guys
water.
do? Exactly. They're like, it tastes so good. I'm like, no, can't do it, not gonna do it. But it starts, and then it gets night out, and it's nighttime, and we're hiking through like these rivers you have to walk through, and then the cliffs and everything. It's scary. I don't know if we're gonna make it. And then we have to climb back up that at the very end of it. But we end up making it, Thank God. And
Obviously, but that's a nightmare.
it's insane. And my body starts locking up at the very end of it. And then my little brother has to run to this stream, like the actual water source, to come bring me water and stuff. So we survived. But I saw that when I got back, some critter had like ripped open my pack and it's stolen a bag of like edamame beans out of there, left all the other food, stole that out, and like there's a big hole in it, all the beans are gone, and I looked everywhere for these things to bring them on the trip. Didn't even get to eat them. The little critter got all of them. But it's crazy. It's amazing.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's super nice, huh?
And
look at the water.
Yeah.
Like, it looks incredible.
It's amazing. Like, and then when you walk like down the like longer trail, it's just clear. Like you can see the very bottom. It's insane.
What is this? Somebody floating in there or what?
Yeah, people bring like floaties and stuff.
Wow,
and
that's
you
rad.
can actually helicopter down into there.
Yeah,
and
that's
they also have like horses that can
that's a
bring
smarter
all your
move.
packs. Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna do this, Marcella, next
Yeah,
time. Huh?
I'm
When
ready.
we traveling over there, we're just helicoptering in there. It's
Yeah.
just easier for
It's just
everybody.
easier for everybody.
Oh my god!
What a nightmare. It sounds like living hell for me.
For how long? Many days you were there?
We were there we only stayed one night. We were gonna stay an extra night, but we were just so worn out from that major hike. We're like, we did everything there is to do. We did an advanced level hike in our swim trunks. I think it's time for us to leave. So then you have to walk the 10-mile hike back out of the canyon,
Oh my god.
which is also terrible. I drank enough water, but my brothers, again, didn't drink enough. So I brought all of these, I'm vegan, so I bought all these like cartons of like beans. Mm-hmm. So they ended up using the bean juice from the cartons for
to
water
hydrate.
to hydrate themselves.
Jesus.
what
And
a nightmare.
it was crazy. But we ended up making out of the canyon. What's crazier even still is we actually got lucky because as soon as we get out, we see these rain clouds overhead, right? And so we're driving like the rain clouds overhead, then we like drive away from the canyon. But then we hear the next day on social media that the rain actually flooded the entire campsite and they had to evacuate everyone by helicopter. So we just
See,
made
helicopter. I told you. It's the only way to
The
travel.
It was
way to
crazy.
go,
It's
huh?
the only way to travel.
Well, I would definitely recommend it. Just bring water and
Just be
hiking
prepared.
boots. Yeah, exactly.
Don't do what you did.
Exactly.
And maybe
That's
not
it.
doing this in your speedos, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That is crazy. That is really crazy.
That's
That is nuts.
yikes.
Oh man.
But Marcella, so let's talk a little bit about you because we know each other for many, many years, Marcella. So
Yes.
tell us a little story. How did we met?
How we met? Well, our friend who is starring in Crazy Rich Asians, Nico Santos. Before he was a big movie guy and TV star, he was hosting at the restaurant Raisin Stark Bar
Correct.
with you, and he got me a job. He recommended me. You hired me, which was great, and we ended up working with you. You hired a bunch of comedians, right?
Yeah, this was almost... I didn't know that they are all comedians.
We're like, hire my friend.
Correct. And they're
we're
like,
all-
okay, sure, I'm hiring.
We're
I'm
all
hiring the
struggling
friends.
comedians.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It
But
was fun, and so I worked as a busboy for a very long time.
correct. And Marcella's it's very important for her to tell that she worked as a bus
busboy,
not as
yes.
a bus girl.
No, I was a busboy.
Correct.
Because
She
I worked
was
with
a
all the
busboy.
other busboys. I remember at a corporate meeting, one of the big guys was like, actually, the politically correct term is a bus person or something.
And you're like,
And I
right,
was like,
yeah.
and I said, no, it's busboy. And he goes, no, it's not. And I was like, no, I prefer to be called busboy. He doesn't know I'm a comedian. He doesn't know that how my brain works. So I worked as a busboy for a really long time. It was actually the last time I had a quote unquote a working
Day job
a
or
day
something
job.
like that.
Yeah. And it was one of the funnest jobs I've ever had, and I loved it because at that point I had worked in customer service and was a bank manager and was a bank teller for a long time. That I hated talking to people. So being a busboy was my favorite.
I just want to say, because I just wanted to tell as well, Marcella does not like to talk to people.
I don't.
And that is a hilarious thing because she is a stand-up comedian. She's very successful, so she has to interact, obviously, with people. But I think as a stand-up comedian, it's more like you're standing on stage, you can watch the people, you can make fun of them even.
Right.
But not the
But
other way
they're
around.
they're
pretty much.
listening.
They're pretty much listening, yeah. So that's like Marcella's way to interact with people.
Yeah. I mean, I really did. I got fed up talking to people. Because you know what? At a certain point, doing customer service was fine for many years.
Mm-hmm.
But then at a certain point at nighttime, I got paid to say whatever I wanted to anyone to their face. I could be just a huge raging bitch. And people paid me to do that. And then I'd have to go the next day and be like, how can I
Smile.
help you? And I couldn't do it anymore. And I left. I was like, I cannot, like, I feel crazy. So being a busboy was actually kind of awesome because so many times people would be like, excuse me, be like, hold on, let me get your server. It was great.
No, but thank you. You give me so much shit, Marcella. So
You needed it.
You're right. I like to be punished.
You do.
Especially from Marcella.
Yeah. Tall girls, huh? Shout out to Nancy.
Yeah. Hey, Nancy is a tall girl as well. I like to be on a short leash. Let's face it. No, but this is fun. So what are you up to, Marcella, right now?
Right now, I'm just doing stand-up comedy. I just recorded an album that should be out very soon.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's called The Woke Bully. I recorded it live at the San Francisco Punchline.
Okay.
And that'll be out soon. And I'm just working on my stand-up right now because last year I had 2 writing jobs and I hated it. So I was like,
You hated your writing jobs?
I hated writing. I don't like writing for television. I mean, if it's not for a friend or for myself, it's not really fun because there's too many people that aren't familiar with the way your brain works that are telling you like, that doesn't work. That's not funny. And they don't know. They're just like executives of a network and they're boring and have no sense of humor.
Okay. For which shows did you write?
I wrote for Drop the Mic on TBS. It's a rap battle show hosted by Method Man. And that was fun because it was Method Man. I got to work with some of my friends, and in that sense, it was cool. But it's still like too much executive powers, taking too many controls over what should be a fun, cool thing. And then I did Bill Nye Saves the World, and which I got you on.
Correct.
You're welcome.
I have to say so much thank you to Marcella, obviously, because you guys know who listening into the Planet Water podcast and you're watching my Instagram accounts and all my social media accounts. Hopefully you watched already the Netflix episode, or actually season 3, episode 2. It's all about water, and I'm doing a water taste with Bill Nye. It was really funny, so thank you so much for bringing me on this. It was a hilarious sequence,
they were excited to have you. It was funny, too, because I think because this is such a interesting, unique, almost like too serious of a gig that you have. If you don't know anything about you,
correct,
you would think, oh, this guy is kind of snobby and stuck up. And I remember everyone kind of expressing concern, like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Is he gonna be okay with this? Is he gonna have fun? I was like, guys, you have to trust me. He's so funny. He goes with the flow. I was like, he worked with a bunch of comedians at a restaurant, and I showed them like the Conan clip because like you guys have to trust that he can handle anything that anybody throws his way. And it was just really fun because it was a moment where I had to like really sell you, but it was, but it worked out.
No, it really worked
so
out.
well.
And I think it's a great, funny sequence. But you're absolutely right, Marcella. It really helped me, I think, in my whole life as a water swimmer, because let's face it, when you hear the term water swimmer, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
And it's like, and then this German stupid accent. It's like, okay, he's European. Sure, he's European.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's absolutely. This is like the only way a water swimmer can come alive from Germany, somewhere from a spring. Come on, what's wrong with him? And it really helped me back in the days at Riese and Stark. But when I think about all the comedians I worked with, because they gave me shit all the time.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun.
We had much fun.
And who are all the comedians we worked with?
So it was Nico Santos, Frankie Quinones, Solomon Giorgio, Greg Edwards. Who else?
Yeah, this is
I'm
crazy.
trying to think.
It's really crazy.
And
they're all making it now.
Yeah,
they're all making it right now.
I'm trying to think of who else was there. What other girls that were there?
I think we should
Chelsea Grow was there for a little while.
Yes.
Must be something in the water.
I don't know.
It was just us. You know what it is? It's like we all know we needed to work, and we all wanted to work with each other, and we all wanted to, like, that's the thing about comics. We like helping each other, so we were all happy to help each other get a job, and we all, of course, got to work with each other and could cover each other's shifts. Like, I have to do this big gig.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I got you. Don't even
Yeah, and I tried
like
as well
perfect.
to help on their schedules because I totally get it. For them, it's like, yes, this is their second job and this is not their main job. Obviously, my passion was there for the restaurant. But I realized, and I love what you just said, because you said we like to help each other out. And when they're helping each other out, they're helping my guest as well.
Exactly.
So they're caring.
Yeah.
They're not assholes. They're not like, and this is like, and I don't want to badmouth any actors here, but I have always the feeling that actors are a little bit more selfish.
Absolutely.
And they're like, no, it's all about me. It's all about my auditions. It's about my thing. And comedians are more like, no, we are family.
Yes.
And we have to make it together.
Right.
And that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This
So
is
we were
very
always helping each
interesting.
other, and we would out on the floor as well help each other. Even now we help each other, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was cool. It was nice. That was one of the funnest times ever in my life.
I have to say as well,
there.
it was hilarious to work there because we had so much fun.
Yeah.
Because we were all laughing all the
Yeah.
time. Nico was starting to sing something at the hostess desk and all this kind of stuff. It was insane. It was literally insane. And when you think about it, we should it's almost like a comedy show by himself.
That's true.
Just Riese and Stark Bar. like as a restaurant setting and all these comedians working together as
that's true.
bus
Wow.
boys.
Okay, that's something to think about. Yeah,
It's really hilarious.
It was funny too because everyone always tried to get me to come be to be a server. Marcella, be a server. I was like, no, I like being a busboy. It's so fun. I get to exercise. I don't have to talk. I make a little money. I'm fine because I wasn't like trying to. I'm not motivated by money.
Correct.
So it's like I wasn't caring that I was making as much as waiters and waitresses were. I didn't care. I was like, I just want to work and I just want to have my free time when it, because that's the other thing about when I left the bank, it was because my sister had given birth and she's up north in Modesto and she said, I want you to come. And, you can't predict the date of a birth. So I asked my manager at the bank, hey, can I leave? Because my sister just gave birth. If I had been working at Riese and Stark Bar, you would have said, go ahead, go.
Right away.
Don't even, oh my gosh, please, just
take
go.
my call.
Yeah, take my call. And my manager said, absolutely not. It's not fair to your other coworkers.
Wow.
It's not okay. And in my head, I was like, my other coworkers are all female and Latinas. Like, they get it more than
they know.
More than anyone else. They understand. And I remember I was like, okay, then I'm going to bring in my keys and I'm done because I'm not going to see my newborn niece. You're fucking crazy. That's so messed up.
No,
and,
that's nuts.
And it was a woman manager too. That's what made me
She should know better.
She should know better. So anyways, that was the day I left and I was like, I need a job that's like way more chill, not about the money, lets me kind of have the time off. Even last minute, I needed like some place.
Yeah, and I know it.
Time off.
We had this all the time. That they called me like literally like 10 minutes before saying, "Hey Martin, I'm so sorry, but like I got this and this gig or this and this audition. Is there any chance?" Huh?
Yeah.
And when I always love the honesty of my employees. That's the most important thing. Trust and honesty and everything else we can talk about, huh?
Yeah.
But like when we can talk to each other and saying like, yeah, sure, you're helping me, I'm helping you, because sometimes I called Marcella obviously as well to say like, hey Marcella, sorry, it's like a Sunday, like suddenly we're like super busy here at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Can you come in? And she's like, yeah, sure, I still have a hangover, but like, hey, it's okay, I can come in.
Yeah, I'll make
it's
it work.
Like, I have enough water for you, so trust me, I'm getting you some Vichy water and you will be fine on the floor.
Yeah,
huh?
and that was the other cool thing was learning about water there. I mean, obviously that's when I first learned about water and the different. I mean, I always tasted the differences in water. Like I find it fascinating that some people are like, I can't taste the difference in water. I'm like, what?
They need to go to the doctor.
They need to go to the doctor. They smoke too much. They lost their sense
I
of
think
taste.
so. Yeah, too much coffee, too much smoke.
Yes, yes. But yeah, that's when I first started like tasting different waters, and I was like, oh, this shit is cool. And
it
because
can be, yeah.
and that was the other thing I think, because now, especially now, I do so much traveling that I go to so many airports and I try to look at the waters and see if there's something different. And that's what was cool about this weekend was going to Texas, was seeing this water. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. This is interesting.
Definitely. Then you have Woman Crush Wednesday.
Women Crush Wednesdays every Wednesday in Los Angeles, 7:45 p.m. Or like 8 o'clock start time. But it's an all-women show of stand-up comedians. It's every Wednesday. It's a very diverse lineup every week. And not just in terms of ethnicity and background, but also with age. I always try to include women who are a little older too, because I think that in the comedy scene, especially in like the alternative scene, they tend to forget about the older perspective, and I think it's important. And like you, Grandpa Martin Riese. How do you say your last name? Riese.
Riese. Like Porsche. Riese.
Oh, wow. What a good reference point. What a convenient reference.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, but it's every Wednesday, and I book it myself, and it's very fun, and I host it every week, and it's really fun. It's tonight,
but you have some heavy, like, really successful and big names already on your show.
Yeah, I do. And actually tonight, Quinta Brunson, who I don't know if you know her, she's a very popular, she used to be with BuzzFeed. She was like the face of BuzzFeed. It's like this young black woman. And she's there tonight. She just added her. And we always have. And we have another woman, Emma Willman. She just got added. She's running her Conan set. And so that's what's cool about it is last minute somebody will get added that is going to be doing TV or is practicing for the Netflix special.
That's amazing.
Nicole Byer, who's on Nailed It on Netflix, she hit me up like, I need to do a long set because I just got a special with Netflix and I need to run it. And she came and she did 25 minutes and it was great. So it's kind of a cool little space and we're always getting drop-ins.
I will never forget because Nancy and myself were there for the first night when you started it.
You were there for the first
And there was
one.
an Asian comedian. She was insane good.
Who was it?
She was so insane good. And I don't remember her name, but I have for sure we can Google her or something like this. But she was, because she obviously made fun of her culture, but in such a great way with this like she was very mimic as well. Like her face and everything, her whole personality was just hilarious.
Cool.
Because when she went to the stage, you thought like she's very serious about something, but she was so well done.
I'm gonna look it up and see who it was.
Insane how good she was, and I will never forget that piece. It was very, very good. But I love that you just said like we're helping each other out, and I think this is the same. Like that I went to Tom Segura's podcast, Your Mom's House.
Oh, I love Tom Segura
twice. And they are very funny as well, and they are like helping each other out as well. Like all the comedians, Bert Kreischer, and all these people, they all know each other.
Yeah, you know what it is you've known each other for so long because you start just at open mics, and it's so like ruthless and grimy, and you watch each other struggle for so long that you want to help each other any chance that you get, and of course you do.
Oh, ICM partners, I see.
I'm with ICM.
That is hilarious.
Nice. Why, are you with ICM?
No, I don't want to say that I'm with ICM, but I have a contact right now there who's considering me.
Oh, that's nice.
Like this. So this is really funny. And obviously they were very eager when they heard about my opportunity for what I cannot say yet, obviously.
Wow, I love all this vagueness. What a great subject matter.
What maybe happens in my future, hopefully, as well. So this is great. So we'll see. They're just like crazy emails coming along. So this is always cool. Nice. That's always good.
I can't find this.
So where do they can contact you, Marcella? Where can they see you? Obviously, to Women's Crush Wednesday.
Yeah, every Wednesday in LA. I'm always on the road, but MarcellaComedy.com is my website, and also most of my social media handle is Marcella Comedy.
Yeah, then you have Instagram, obviously.
Instagram is Marcella Comedy. Yeah, everything is at Marcella. Look, oh God, I'm so hot.
What is this? Girl Power Mother?
Girl Power Motherfuckers. That's when I was on at midnight. I was just using it as a promo for Women Crush Wednesdays, because that's all Women Crush Wednesdays is Girl Power.
There you go. Love it. This is great.
I think I found it.
This is great.
Is this the first one? No.
This is here, Women's Crush Wednesday. We're pulling it up here for a second. Here we go.
I'm gonna find the flyer with the first. Yeah, Jamie Loftus does all the flyers. She's been doing them since the beginning.
She's doing a great job, I think. I love the flyers.
Yeah, it's fun. They're quirky.
So cute, the flyers.
They're definitely interesting and different.
They're very awesome. Yeah,
it was Jenny Yang is the comedian.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah, she was great.
Oh, she's really good.
Yeah.
I have to check her out as well.
Yeah, she's great. She runs a series of, I think it's called, oh gosh, I don't know what it's called, but she's great. She's really cool.
Oh, that's fun. That's really cool.
What a babe. Look, I bought an inflatable pool to put in the front yard of our house.
Love it.
Facing the street.
That's great.
It was a hot day.
And people freaked out, obviously. All these neighbors.
Not really. No.
The drones suddenly were flying over you, and
not yet.
All the paparazzis were showing up.
But definitely one of the neighbors was
very.
She was really annoyed because her husband was definitely like, "What's going on over there?"
Or slightly excited. Started to
like
pull out the cervezas.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. We have a nice pool upstairs, Marcella, so you can join us right after the podcast. Here. So, no problem.
Get the drones cracking. Yeah. Oh, there's me and Frankie.
Yeah, here we go. Frankie. Yeah, we had Frankie on the show as well.
I've known Frankie forever.
He's a great, funny guy. Yeah.
I've known him forever. His family is my family. I love them.
This is great.
Yeah, he's great.
Wonderful. Yeah. No, cool. Nice. So I'm gonna drink some water here now with you guys because I'm really getting thirsty. And again, we received crazy water from Texas. What is really cool, and I'm very excited to taste this. And I wanna, because it was interesting for me, they have different numbers, and I checked them out, and I was like, wanted to know, like, really, what is the deal with the numbers? So they sent me a little flyer as well, what is obviously very nice. And they're saying here, like, the story of crazy water. The waters of Mineral Wells, Texas, have been making folks feel good inside and outside since 1881. And that's always cool as well, that like there's like a very traditional old company. Huh?
Right.
I love this. Maybe because of the flavor, maybe because they just might have helped a crazy woman who drank from the well. Okay, we're going to be crazy tonight as well here. Either way, you'll be crazy not to drink it. I think so too. And we're going to open now the bottles here because we're going to start with number 2. So Marcella, yeah, the blue one. Maybe you want to pour something? Crack it open. They are non-sparkling, at least the big bottles. The small one there is the sparkling version.
That's what I'm interested in, the sparkling one.
And Marcella, here, give me one big favor. Don't fuck it up, huh? Don't spill here.
I don't want to spill. I'm scared.
I'm like the last person who...
You're the one. You do the honors.
Come on.
You don't just invite me here and force me to...
Grab the glass.
Oh, the glass.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Now we'll be fine.
Now we'll be fine.
Hey, I'm working since 25 year in the restaurant. I should know how to pour a glass of water. Huh?
Yeah, that was the thing. Remember, I was a server, so I wasn't always pouring. I was just filling waters, but I would make a mess.
There we go.
What's the story on number 2?
Okay, give me one sec. Here we go. Cool. Okay. So crazy number 2 is refreshingly light and crisp mineral water, and it is for folks ready to get just a little crazy. So that's not for us, because we are already like high crazy. Drawn from a well that is 250 feet deep and was used by Dr. Norwood in his clinic during the early 1900s. Can be drunk throughout the day, so you can drink it all the time.
Yeah, this is the one I drank.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Prost.
Cheers, guys.
Wow, he really puts it through his teeth. He's really pulling the water through his
Sure.
teeth.
I'm pulling it everywhere.
Wow.
So the TDS is 660. So it's
Really?
Yeah, it's already like pretty high for it. It's very interesting.
It's this is the one I had. I enjoyed it.
It's really
It was
good.
refreshing.
I think it's very
Yeah,
nice.
it's really smooth. And
It's
like
smooth,
silky.
silky. It's easy to drink, but you can feel that there's some minerality, I think. Like in the
Yeah.
aftertaste, there's like a little,
Yeah.
there's like some volume to it.
I love it.
I like this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
That's yummy.
Okay, number 3.
It was funny too when I was drinking it. I think I bought it in the evening when I landed, and then the next day I had a flight as well. And
Okay.
then here you're pouring. I'm not. Martin, this is not safe. I am clumsy.
Come on.
And so the next day when I had the flight, I had a little bit left, and I was going to drink it on the way there.
Okay.
And then I forgot. And so when I got to the TSA, she was like, "Oh, you have water in there." And I was like, "Oh shit, I do." And I was just like chugging it.
And like, bleh.
And then it was a lot. And then she was like, "Do you want to save your bottle?" I was like, "No."
I should save my bottle. It's like it's a.
What a corny thing to ask.
But when you're saying this, I just been in Ecuador and I brought back Gutic, or I wanted to bring Gutic back. It's a it's like one of the best mineral waters I ever tasted. What is a sparkling water? Really cool.
Ooh.
And so I went to the airport. I went through security. Then I bought the waters because I'm smart, I thought.
Right.
Put them all into my hand luggage and pulled the plane on. So everything was fine. Everything was cool. But I had a layover
Oh.
in... Where had a layover? Whatever. Colombia, I think. Colombia. Or something like this. So...
Yeah, it was Colombia.
Yeah, and on regular base, layovers are like, you're going from...
Yeah.
You're staying in
plane.
security.
Yeah,
so you're getting...
exactly.
Not there.
Oh, no.
They have to get out and then back in. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, you have water? I think, yes, I have water with me. Don't even ask me now. And no, I cannot drink like 5 liters of water right now, huh? It's like, so they trashed all that stuff.
No, you didn't check
sure.
it in?
No, I couldn't. Because I didn't have my regular luggage. My regular luggage was like right away
they
into
just
the next
transferred to
plane.
the other
They
plane.
transferred to the other plane, but my hand luggage I had with me.
Oh, my God. I would have
so
just bought
frustrating.
something and
I
forced
was
it on.
so upset.
Oh, my
I
God.
was so
Okay,
upset.
read about this one, Martin.
Okay.
Everybody cares
Crazy
about
number
your-
3 is a well-balanced, medium-content mineral water that can be drunk throughout the day for its trace minerals and electrolytes. Drawn from a well 360 feet deep in the 1950s. So the cool thing, because I was wondering why the same company can have three
TDSs,
different
yeah.
TDS waters, and that is what the whole story is about, that they are pulling from different areas, these waters. So crazy number was 250 feet deep. This one, number 3, 360 feet deep well. Cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
What's the TDS on this?
TDS is 1,369.
Oh, my God.
So
gonna
it's
get a
like
tummy
way
ache.
higher. It's more than double.
Ooh.
Has like a sulfur type taste to it.
I love sulfur.
434 sulfur.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Hey, there we go.
Uh-huh. The first one had 170.
That's cool.
And this
'cause,
is 434.
Normally, higher TDS waters are sparkling, the ones that we've tried.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So this is actually very nice.
Yeah, very interesting.
Because we have Aqui Life as well. We tasted this already, I think, from Australia with a TDS of 1,300. I love you, Marcella.
Tastes
Will be the new commercial. Trust me, huh? They're for sure they're gonna
crazy.
They're gonna be
crazy water.
they're gonna be very excited, I think, about the podcast, the crazy people, and for sure you will see yourself on some billboards in 2 weeks in
I
Texas.
want to
or
be the
something like this.
spokesperson for crazy water.
Yeah, hey. Crazy Water.
loca.
When Crazy Water is listening in, please, Marcella already offered her
Estoy loca.
tap water, crazy water, like that.
Do you think the Texas people love this when you're speaking?
Yeah,
Spanish?
there is.
Yeah, I'm sure
There's a lot of Mexicans
Yeah.
there. There's actually a lot of Salvadorians there too in San Antonio.
I never been to Texas. I should go.
Oh my god, the
My
food
dad
is
just
so
moved
good.
there.
Really? Where?
Yeah, to I think Houston. I
Oh,
think
cool.
Houston.
Houston's cool. Yeah, that was actually when my mother illegally immigrated to this country.
Through Texas?
She
Through the
went through
Texas border?
Texas. Yeah, she went to San Antonio, and so she said her first American meal was a bowl of chili beans at the San Antonio airport. She was like, it was the most delicious because she'd never had chili beans.
That is fun.
She was like, I loved it. It was so good. Yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah, you're in a new country. You're very excited. Let's see
Yeah.
what's happening. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was nice. This one's good.
I like this too. Huh? I like this
do you
more
think you-
actually
Actually,
than
me
the,
too.
the
Yeah, I like
front.
it more.
Because it's a little bit more refreshing. The minerality is a little bit more profound in this water. There's a little bit more going on, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It feels like, even because we have them on room temperature, and people who didn't watch us so far, we're always tasting our waters on room temperature because we want to take really and detect all the different flavors. When you're chilling a beverage completely down, you're pretty much losing all the flavors. And obviously no ice cubes or something into water because you're diluting water with water. I know it sounds crazy, but hey,
Yeah.
we're drinking crazy
That's
water.
That's why I put cubes in my tequila. I have to dilute it, or
Oh, I
else I
get
have a
it.
drinking problem. You know.
Oh, we don't want this.
No.
We don't want this.
Number
I have a drinking
3. You have
I have
a
a drink-
water. You have a water
I have a
problem.
water drinking problem, yeah. Crazy number 3, the red one. Huh? So it's our full-bodied mineral water that brought health seekers to mineral wells long ago and has the highest mineral content. Drawn from the well that is 120 feet deep. It's almost like The Price is Right here or something, huh? What's this, like, in the middle of the night? Or in the middle of the night when they had like this
TDS.
all this showcases, like when they're trying to sell you something.
I'm so thirsty.
We recommend drinking 1 to 2 glasses a day. Many drink crazy number 4 in combination with number 2 and number 3. So they're mixing it up a little bit. So 120 feet deep. The TDS is 2,763.
boy.
Yes.
This is really
Bring it on.
Because in the U.S., they're actually on a lot of high TDS waters.
I
we've
have
tried
correct.
either.
I have to say it's really surprising for me that you have this here in the States. And people
Really?
again who
Why?
love
What do you mean?
because all these waters, mostly waters, what you're coming from the States, are very low in TDS.
Oh.
So that is pretty awesome that this is like so high, 2,763. That's pretty cool.
cool.
Let's see how that tastes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Do you feel it already? Are you a little crazy?
Can you smell it? Ooh, I can smell it.
Oh, wow.
It smells like sweat.
Oh yeah.
Does. It does.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's fun. It has a little spicy kick to the end. Marcella, behave.
I'm crazy.
Maybe we should pull this episode in the nighttime or something like this, huh? Like after 10 and putting a little...
I'm getting crazy.
not that we have an R or something at one point for in front of our podcasts. I like this.
Me too.
I really like this.
Ooh, wow. That after that at the very last little bit that goes in your
Correct.
mouth.
It's like bing.
Yep.
That's really interesting.
It's really cool because when you drink it in the beginning, it's not actually that intense.
No.
It's like
It's at the end.
It's what, but then in the end you can feel suddenly
Yeah.
the minerality.
Yeah.
And that is really good. Sulfate 1,170, sodium 300. It's not so salty like Vichy
No.
because we have Vichy with 3,050, but has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Therefore, Vichy is super salty.
Yeah, it is.
That is not so salty.
No.
I love this.
Yeah, I like it too.
Awesome. water.
Texas? Who would have known? Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Never did that before.
No, absolutely not.
Oops. I'm getting crazy.
No, this is great. I love this.
I like it too.
What do you
Okay.
think you'd pair these with?
Marcella, what do you think?
Some
the
dick-
first one.
Some dick.
Maybe.
I pair them all with dick.
Hey, I've been not in the Playboy Mansion, but I've been on the Playboy Radio,
Oh.
and we did a water tasting with the bunnies.
Oh,
And I
really?
had no clue. Like it was Playboy Radio. It was like literally like I think 2 weeks into the water menu at Riese and Stark Bar. So I was not really ready for craziness in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
yeah.
So I went there with Stefan Euling, my German friend, my wine sommelier, saying, "Hey, I'm Playboy. Let's check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, no problem." In the middle of the morning at 7 a.m., I think I had to be there, and I thought like, okay, this is gonna be it's a radio station.
gonna be
It's like,
boring.
it's gonna be not really interesting. I walked in there with this case of water, and I almost dropped it because there were, I don't know, I think 12 naked bunnies right in front of me.
What?
At 7 a.m. in the morning. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And
Hard workers.
and then, yeah, really hard workers. Or maybe they came just from their gigs. I don't know.
They sound like slaves.
Just like, you think, okay. And I had Wagstaff. This is our like PR company with me. And she's like,
my God.
oh, holy fuck, oh, holy fuck, oh, holy fuck. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're working for Lacma. We're working for Patina Restaurant Group. We cannot have naked bunnies right next to you.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't have a problem, pretty much. Just like, I'm easy.
Of course not. You're a man.
Let me drink some water and I will be fine, huh? It's like, no, we cannot do this. So we decided, okay, the bunnies were like, had their bunny costumes then on. Okay. We did the water tasting in the studio. And then they said, Martin, maybe you want to go now for the next sequence to the producer booth. He's saying, okay, sure, no, why not? And I thought like, okay, what's happening now? And then they like went nuts on this waters because they said, okay, let's see and let's play which water is the best wet t-shirt contest water.
Oh my God.
And they started to literally like pour the waters all over them.
Oh
like,
my God.
All over them.
Were you upset that your water was being wasted?
No, I actually enjoyed it.
It was for a good cause.
I thought so too. It was a good cause, no problems. And one of the girls, because they had Vichy water as well, and she put it over her and was drinking a little bit, and she's like, oh, it tastes like, and beep.
Oh my God, that is so funny, Martin.
And I was like, I love this. You think this was a good one. 2 weeks in.
That's hilarious. What a great
Somewhere
story.
in Burbank and Porno Valley, obviously it was.
Yeah.
It was a good one. I like that
That's
show.
funny. I'm sorry I can't do that for you today.
Excuse me, Marcella. I really thought we had a deal here.
Oh yeah, that's right. I signed a
this isn't
contract.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. That's what the cameras are for.
No, that's good. So we have one more crazy water, I think.
yes.
Huh? There's a sparkling one.
This one I'm very excited. Crazy Fizz.
That's cool.
Great, Crazy Fizz, and this is number 2.
That's what I call my
number
hair.
3.
That's what I call my hair. Crazy Fizz.
This is number 3, added with minerals or added with the carbonation.
Carbonation,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this will be careful.
Interesting.
It's like,
Oh, you heard that? I should have. Here you go.
It's like a mini Gerald Steiner.
it's really cute.
Moving. Yeah, it's really cute. It's all tiny and cute like Martin.
You're right. You don't know me yet.
Ooh.
Fizzy.
Just want to put raspberry. Come on.
Cheers.
Inappropriate.
Unbelievable. Huh?
Disgusting.
Sure, when Marcella's
What a
doing
bad-
it, that's totally like
what a bad
fine. But when the
host.
water sommelier is doing it,
It was
that's
an accident. I've never
unbelievable.
done that before.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Marcella. I really thought that's like, you're a lady, I know.
You can smell the sulfur in it.
Yeah?
Can you? Wait.
Yeah, it's sometimes like
Ooh.
It's like a
the...
hot spring.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Bowl's looking good.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
It's really fizzy.
Yeah, it's really
They're,
fizzy.
they're
I
not
think so,
joking
too.
with the
No,
Crazy
no, no,
Fizz
no, no.
title. I like
Oh,
bounces.
absolutely. Oh, I like this.
I love it.
That's really good. And I think this would be great as well, mixed into cocktails or something like this. When you want to have like a fizzy cocktail or something like that,
Yeah,
it's
this
like
is fun.
really awesome because there's a good minerality to it. The carbonation level, it's not too aggressive because
No, it's
sometimes like
not.
it's not Gerald Steiner where you like, oh my God, you're drinking one sip of Gerald Steiner and you're like so filled up that you don't know where to
Ooh, I like this.
put your bra. But this is actually very nice.
This one I would like to
super
taste
citrusy.
cold. I think this one would be the best cold.
I don't have ice cubes here. Sorry, Marcella.
No, I'm just saying. I'm gonna
Unbelievable.
find me some.
What's
and
wrong
make
with
sure
me,
it's
huh?
cold.
Come on, I'm not even... Marcella's coming and I'm preparing myself the right way.
You're the worst. This is taste. I like this one.
No, it's great. That's very good. I have to say...
It's fun.
Number 4 is my favorite because I'm so addicted to high TDS levels,
Yeah.
but this is really awesome. This is really good. I
Yeah.
love number 3, Fizzy.
Yeah.
Cool job.
Yeah, this is
Crazy
great.
Water, you're doing a good job in Texas.
Yeah, Crazy Water.
Awesome. So let's see where they actually are. Find us, visit us.
Crazy
huh?
Detox.
Here we go.
Visit us.
Visit the crazy spa.
Yeah, they have a spa area as well. You can bath.
Oh my god.
Bath. You can bath in that water, Marcella. That's something for you. Here.
Ooh,
Look, with
oh
all the prices and
my.
everything.
How fun.
Oh, wow.
And
I am planning to go back to Texas, so I need to go. Oh, this is cool.
This is
The
actually very
treatment
nice.
menu.
The crazy package.
A treatment menu.
The
with
crazy package.
Fizz.
It comes with a water sommelier, I think.
Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
So they're located in Northwest 6th Street
In what city?
in Mineral
Oh, Mineral
Well-
Wells. We already said that.
Wells.
in Mineral
Texas.
Wells, Texas. So when you're, let's see,
It's literally called Mineral Wells.
What's it near? That's what I want to know.
view larger map. Here we
Lake
go.
Mineral Wells. Line.
What's the major city it's near?
Here, 1 sec. I will look it up.
Wow.
Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then
it's way
Dallas.
over.
So it's
Wow. Look at all
Oh,
that.
it's west of
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
No, very cool. Very
That
cool.
is
We have to
cool.
go there, I think. So Crazy Water, please. Please.
I'm a bad
the
influence.
fizzy is really coming to me now. So we're more than happy to show up in Texas. My wife wanted to go to Texas anyhow. And my good friend, and my wife it's hilarious because she's sitting here at the sofa in our VIP lounge, I would call it, here at
green
the
room.
studios, in the green room.
With the audience.
With the audience, taking some pictures already for us, so that's very nice. And she's listening in and reading her book and checking up the emails and all this
Really, it
kind
looks
of
like
stuff.
she's looking at porn from where I'm sitting.
Again, Nancy, again? Come on. She's losing my laptop. Oh my god.
What is she gonna find?
Close it, close it, close it.
Giants, just giants banging each other.
Sure, because I'm so small, huh?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like everybody has this fetish.
You have a serious fetish.
That's crazy. I have a water fetish, obviously.
I know, it's wild.
That's my biggest thing. And it's getting warm in here because our air condition doesn't work, or it actually works, but we don't have it on here because
I feel
we don't,
fine.
Yeah,
The
because
water was what I needed, and it helped.
Marcella, because you're always hot.
I know.
That's the
Stay
reason that
hot.
you're like.
I know.
It's
'cause I'm
for
so
you.
thin.
It's totally fine. You're steady, huh?
I love these cameras.
So, but when we're already in Texas, because Michael Masha, my partner and friend in crime, I would say, for the Fine Water Academy, because Marcella, you can become now a certified water sommelier.
Can I?
Yes,
How?
you can go online. And that is a cool thing. And this is like our homepage here. I will look it up right now. The Fine Water Academy by Michael and Martin. And we already talked a little bit in the other podcast a little bit about it. But we actually launched it now. So that is pretty cool. We have 12 people. Or we have actually 60 people in waiting line right now. But it's nice from all around the world. We have 12 people right now in the Fine Water Academy who's training with us right now. And we wanted to make it always in smaller groups because I want to make sure to take care, obviously, of the people as well. There's some lot of engagement, and not that we just launched the Fine Water Academy where you can become a sommelier. We launched now as well, and this will go live next week. The Fine Water Academy. Water
That's
is not
great.
just water.
It's a horrible picture of you.
Come on, I look great, I think. And there's obviously I'm not that cute and fuzzy like you, Marcella, but I'm trying at least. Huh? My wife likes me still, hopefully.
I think.
I don't know. She's looking at you the whole time. I don't know.
She loves me.
Really?
I'm a threat. She just likes tall women just like tall women.
Yeah, maybe that's the
We
reason.
just get
yeah.
excited when we're near each other.
Yeah.
I once walked into a nightclub. It was at, the Abbey. It's huge.
Yeah, sure.
It's huge. It was packed. And I walk into this nightclub with my friends, and we're walking here, like just walking straight, and I see another tall woman. Like she's very tall. She might have been taller. I'm 6'2", so I think she might have been taller than me. And she's walking the opposite direction, and as soon as we get next to each other, I put my hand up for a high five, and she high fives me, and we just keep walking. We don't say anything.
love this.
And everybody
I
was like,
love this.
"Did you know her?" I was like, "No, she's just tall, and I'm tall, and she knows. We know."
This is like what we're doing here.
Yeah,
It's
it's what
like
we do.
this is great.
Tall women
I
just
love
like each
this.
other. Anyways, back to water.
So cool. No, I love this story. I love this. So on the new base program, I would say we're doing a Fine Water 101, we're doing a water service certification, and then the certified water sommelier course. So 3 different courses, and you can watch tons of interesting videos. It's really cool been done. For example, by the Fine Water 101, the content is like what is actually a fine water, sources of water, character of water, flavor, and taste of water, water, food, and wine pairing, and then iconic brands as well, what we're explaining. And on the other courses, they're actually very heavy tests, and you have to do some assignments. And I wanted to showcase 1 or 2 actually assignments. And one of the assignments, what we told the fine water sommeliers, what they become, they have to send us a little introduction video.
Oh, cool.
Why they want to become a water sommelier.
Oh my God, what does this bitch say?
And she's actually cool and fun.
I'm sure she is.
My name is Ellery Ambrose, and I want to become a water sommelier because ever since I was young, I've been fascinated by water. I always recognized it as more than just an essential element of survival, but I've seen the beauty and the vastly different properties it can hold or shapes and forms that it can take. And I think that is the main part of being a water sommelier, is being able to extract those properties or the knowledge of what makes that water special and translate that to people where they're able to see the beauty in it as well, enjoy the taste and the different properties and unique experiences they can have when drinking the waters.
Here we go.
She has great eyebrows.
I think she's great. And she's from Los Angeles.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
I haven't met her yet, so this will be interesting for sure. We're gonna meet at one point.
That was great.
Ellery, yeah. And then we have here a good friend actually of us, because we know his water. Here
Oh,
we
he
go.
has water?
Yeah, Jackson Springs.
Oh,
Let's
very
open this
nice.
actually.
Let's open it.
let's-
Fuck it. Fuck
we
it,
already-
eh?
Let's open it
You
here.
still have
Let's-
some water in your cup, Martin.
It's like, yeah, we don't want to like,
You don't want to mix.
no. I'm
Separate
not
but equal. I like the way Ellery speaks, because she sounds like she doesn't know what she's about to say, but she knows exactly what she's saying.
It's authentic.
It's authentic. I love her voice, too.
She's an artist.
Of course she is.
Here we go. So Jackson Springs, from obviously Canada.
I was just in Canada for the first time.
What
It
did
was
you do
great.
over there?
Perform stand-up.
Oh,
at the
really?
Comedy
Oh, you're
bar in
doing this?
Toronto. It's the only way to get me out of the house.
What are your topics right now in your stand-up?
You know what? I just had a pregnancy scare for the first time. I've never had a pregnancy scare. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And so right now I'm talking about that.
Marcella, but we didn't. I don't.
You don't remember? That's the problem, Martin. That's the problem.
I can handle this now.
Cheers, Martin.
No. Cheers. So what is your line there?
Can I drink the water? Oh, it's disgusting. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's good.
No, it's good.
Ah,
It's
It's
crazy
crisp.
to drink this compared to crazy water. It's just so different.
yeah.
It's a palate cleanser.
Absolutely. So what is your line with the pregnancy?
Well, I'm still figuring it out right now. It's a new bit because it just happened 2 days ago. But
Okay.
it's basically how.
But you're doing okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna be fine.
You didn't have a heart attack or something?
No,
like
I
this?
didn't.
Almost. You almost passed out, obviously.
It's a near-death experience.
I believe
a
this.
pregnancy scare. Oh my god! I mean, my life flashed before my eyes.
Nancy and I had this before as well.
It's a
It was
nightmare.
very interesting.
Well,
we were
I
in
mean-
Germany.
But it's different because you guys are a couple, right? But I just fucked some random
Yeah,
dude.
but I was not married to Nancy at that point.
But you were dating at least for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying this is a guy I just met.
Marcella,
Do you get what I'm
please.
saying?
You're doing this? Condoms?
Of course I'm doing this. I'm an animal. I don't do it.
I heard that the millennials, for example, just fucking around and don't use condoms anymore. What is
mean,
nuts?
I heard that too. Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with them?
I definitely use condoms, but it was just the
Just
very
happened.
rare. Yeah, I mean it is true.
much water?
Like yes, too much
get it.
water.
I
Like,
get
you
it.
got,
Been
I
there,
got a
done
little
that.
out of hand. Yeah, so it was exceptionally. I'm such a bad influence on you. It was exceptionally irresponsible. I know that, but it's one of those things where you're just like I can't. It was funny because my friends were like, "Why didn't you have Plan B the next day?" And I was like, "Because I was planning on getting more D the next day." Does that make sense? Okay. Anyways, what I was gonna say was that it made me realize that God is a woman. Because there is no male God that would think it was funny for me to have my period be late. Only a hating ass bitch would let me. She'd be like, "Oh, you think you're empowered? You think your body is yours? You think you have control of your body?" But no man thinks that's funny. There's no man ever that goes, "Oh, I'm going to teach you a lesson." No, you got to know. You got to know. It's not funny. A pregnancy scare is not funny to a man.
So God is a bitch.
God is a bitch. Yes.
Now we know it.
Yes.
You heard it here
You
first
heard it here first, y'all.
on the Planet Water podcast from Marcella. God is a
Earth,
bitch.
wind, and fire.
Huh.
This water is good.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see what he has to say, huh?
My name is Chris Garrett, and I'm from Jackson Springs Natural Spring Water in central Canada, actually a place called Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I have been in the water business for 15 years, educating consumers on the difference between processed water and natural spring water. I've been a member of the Fine Water Society now for a number of years, and very glad to be a part of the association. I have decided to become a water sommelier because I believe that it is in my best interest and my company's best interest and the consumer's best interest to further my education and properly educate consumers on the benefits of consuming natural versus processed. Thank you for listening.
I like his
very
I like his
nice.
video because he said, I have decided to become a water sommelier. He didn't say, please consider me. He said, I'm telling
gonna
you,
do it.
bitch,
I'm gonna do it."
I'm gonna be one.
Was there a
awesome.
coffee machine brewing in the background?
I don't
Did you
know.
hear
Yeah, I
something
heard
bubbling?
something.
Yes, I heard
Yeah.
something bubbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they drinking coffee maybe in the background the whole time or something? That was hilarious, I thought. No, but he's actually a very cool guy. I really love him. I met him several times already now. He's very passionate about water. And I love that the Fine Water Academy is not just obviously for people who, like me, like a private person who works in the restaurant and thought like it's a cool idea to have a little bit more knowledge about water. So it's even for people who are already running a business,
Right.
a water business, and saying, hey, do you know what? I just need to a little bit more about water. And I was yesterday actually at a water company for a water tasting, and there were like 20 people or 30 people actually in the room, and we talked a little bit about the TDS and all this kind of stuff, and I think half of them people had no clue what TDS stands for.
Really?
But they're running a water company. And it's for me always like mind-blowing. And that's the reason we pretty much have the Water 101 class now built up as well, that even bigger companies can say, you know what, we're just introducing them to this concept. They don't need to be water sommeliers, obviously. They don't need to like 3 or 4 months online to become water sommeliers with all these videos and all the tests. But like a little 101 introduction that
Yeah.
at least you know
Yeah.
what's going
Yes,
on.
a little advanced knowledge.
I think that would be really helpful for everybody. But I think we can see it in all industries these days.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to a restaurant from our group, from the Patina restaurant group, and the manager, because I have this QRC card, that means like a manager card I can drop, and then I'm getting the food pretty much for free. It's like a money card. They're loading money on this, and then I can go out for dinner. So I went.
Are you inviting me to dinner? Thank you. Yes.
Marcella, you're always invited, huh? Where did we put Nancy? Ah, you want to hang out with Nancy.
Of course.
So the manager came, gave me the card back, and said, so where do you work for the company? I think, yeah, Patina Restaurant in downtown Los Angeles. And he's like, where's that? I think,
Gosh.
that's our flagship restaurant. So the whole company is named after that restaurant.
Right,
It's
right.
called, you're working for the Patina Restaurant Group. And I'm working for Patina Restaurant, the flagship, inside the Walt Disney Concert Hall. And he's like, oh, maybe I should check it out, huh?
Oh
What
my
kind of food you're
gosh.
serving?
No
and he thought it's funny.
way.
And I was like, really? Really?
That's something you
That's
expect from a
crazy.
busboy.
Yes, and I was
Not
like,
from a
and I said to Nancy as well, like, I don't give a shit. Like when the busboy or the server not even knows, like whatever.
Who
It's
cares?
like-
Yeah.
But like a manager who works for this company not even knows the flagship of this company.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
Yeah.
really embarrassing. But I think that's a problem when a company gets to a certain size and it's get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like the basics getting lost.
Yeah.
They're just like in their own little bubble then
Right,
suddenly,
right.
and they don't get like any more what's going on. And we saw it on this water company that they don't even know what TDS means. We saw it at my company that they don't even know what the flagship is, and for sure, you guys seeing it everywhere as well.
Oh, in
All
comedy, you
around.
see it all the time where people don't know the history and they don't care. They don't have respect for everything and everyone that came before them.
So what's
It's really
what's the
frustrating.
history of comedy?
Oh my God, it feels never ending because you can go all the way back to Greek and performing in the Colosseum.
Okay.
But even just basic knowledge, going to vaudeville or like the originators of stand up. Like, a lot of people don't know, like mom's I can't say her name. Mom's Mabley. A lot of people don't know she's technically considered the first female stand up comedian, and there's a lot of people who don't know anything about her.
When was this?
Oh gosh, it was like the 50s.
Okay.
She
Oh, yeah, I've seen videos of her.
Yes, yeah. She is
Yeah,
a
she's
black woman,
hilarious.
and she would dress up really frumpy and dumpy, and it was really funny. She was really funny.
So what kind of jokes did she had in the 50s? Like it's
It's
obviously
like a lot of one-liners, but it was almost like a character. It almost
Okay.
like because it kind of was a character. It was her, but it was also not her. I cannot quote any of her jokes right now, but it was interesting. You can look up interviews, you can find her stand up. It was very funny and unique at that time, and now you see that type of humor everywhere. But when people don't have respect for even Carlin or Pryor or or even, the comics that came up in the 80s and even the 90s, the alternative comedy boom in the 90s. And there's so much rich history and people don't. And you know what's actually interesting about the weekend I did in Texas? I opened for this Mexican comedian, Sofia Niño de Rivera. She is basically the first female stand-up that does strictly stand-up in Spanish. And it's just, she's groundbreaking, and it's fucking crazy that it's happening in 2018. But like Mexican stand-up and Spanish language stand-up has been more like kind of slapstick and basic. And she is the first female she has 2 Netflix specials, and they're all in Spanish. She did Conan in Spanish when they went down to Mexico. And I didn't know anything about her before. But I had the privilege of opening for her this last weekend in Texas, where I tried Crazy Water.
That is cool.
And it's very interesting. It was really interesting because history is still being made with stand-up, as it is with water.
Sure.
It's still happening. We're in it right now.
Where's the movement heading to? Especially with the political situation here in America right now. So it's can you feel it's different in some cities?
It is different. Oh, it's very divided. I mean, there's way more stand-ups right now that are dealing with really conservative hecklers that are really like emboldened by the president. So they say really crazy shit. And I've been seeing more videos where people are going up to the stage or being very physical, and they feel empowered to do whatever they want because they don't agree with a comedian, which is kind of crazy because like I'm just telling jokes. Like
correct, that's your job, huh?
That's our job, and if you
don't be offended. Huh?
Well, it's also I don't mind that people don't think something is funny because that's inevitable.
That's okay. It's like taste.
It was
same
funny
with water.
Exactly.
Some people like Jackson Springs. Some people will maybe say like I don't like it.
That's what was funny about this Sophia, because she's like, you're really taking a risk opening for me because I was doing comedy in English and she was doing it in Spanish. So she said, you're really taking a risk. I was like, no, I'm not. I've performed English comedy in front of English audiences and did terrible. So this isn't a risk for me. It's fine. We're in Texas. They're bilingual. I'm going to be fine. But yeah, comedy is in a very strange place right now, especially with the Me Too movement and everything influencing comedy and how comedians approach comedy. It's really weird. Everybody's so sensitive and offended right now with everything. You can't do anything right, which is why you have to keep doing what you want to do and make sure you're happy.
Is there a divide among comedians now?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's always been a divide. I actually did a comedy seminar not too long ago just for young women. And I was telling them, like, stop self-segregating yourself because the comedy is segregated here, especially in Los Angeles. It's like the alternative scene, the club scene, and the black scene. It's very different. Like Tiffany Haddish, a very popular comedian right now, and she's a big movie star now from Girls Trip. She used to only do the club scene and the black scene, but it's because the alternative scene didn't embrace her. They didn't want to embrace her.
That is so interesting.
And now a lot of those alternative comics are like, we love Tiffany. It's like, well, you didn't love her when she was in the scene and when she was available to you. But that's how it is. It's very segregated. It's weird. So it's always been separated, but it's even more so now because of politics and the way people want to approach comedy and what people think is offensive and what people don't think is offensive. It's really weird. It's a very strange, interesting place, which is why I'm happy I have my show, because it gives me my own little space every week to do what I want in front of the audience that likes me. And if they don't like me, they just don't come back, and I'm okay with it.
That's pretty much what we're doing here as well, because I've been in so many different media outlets, but I thought like, hey, I'm not always want to do exactly what the producer is saying. I just want to drink here some water and talking a little bit with comedians and with friends and taste testing and all this kind of stuff. Why not doing a podcast? And it's fun to do it. It's just fun. And I can impress myself whatever I want.
Right.
And I don't have to be worried that, oh my God, Martin, you cannot say this in front of the camera, or you cannot say this and you cannot say that.
Right.
That's the beauty about this as well. Like, we can say and we can do whatever we want here.
Right.
And we don't get banned.
Yeah.
So that's always a nice thing to have, I think.
Absolutely.
What is the next steps for you, Marcella?
The next step, oh God, I don't know. It's actually that's kind of where my brain is at, actually. I'm trying to figure out what's next because, excuse me, I've been enjoying doing stand-up.
Now I'm excusing yourself, yeah, right.
Well, listen, I'm talking, so
sorry.
I don't want to interrupt myself.
Oh, now I get it.
And first of all, I excuse myself after every burp, okay? Even if it's dramatic and silly. How dare you imply that I did not excuse myself? Anyways, The next, he's like so exhausted.
I should put my shame off, like a head of shame or something, and put myself into a corner right now.
This is what it was like working with me.
I should drink some purified water from a shame now perspective on it. Okay, what's your next step, Marcella? Sorry.
I don't know. I guess is a quick answer. I'm working on I'm working on a ton of stuff.
Okay.
Trying to sell a few things, trying to organize a few things, and it's a matter of what sticks, and one of the projects will eventually stick, and I'm not really worried about it because I'm always working. But yeah, it really is a matter of what people want from me and what somebody wants to buy from me, and that'll be the next step.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's always for me like interesting. What was your worst experience in stand-up? Your worst show?
My worst experience was. I was at the Comedy Store. I don't know how many years ago this was. Oh, sorry, that's me farting. If you can hear that. It's me, I'm a little gassy.
Yeah, that happens. Huh?
Not
that chance is passing out right next to you in a second. So hopefully.
I did. Okay, so, God, I want to say this is probably 6 or 7 years ago. I've been doing stand-up for 12 years, so this is like pretty much in the middle of my career. So I'm still new and green, and
okay.
I'm affected by a bad show. I did the Comedy Store, the Belly Room. The Comedy Store has 3 rooms: the main room, the original room, and the Belly Room. The Belly Room has a lot of cool history with women, and anyways. But I was doing the Black Show. They have a Black Show there because I do all the shows. So I was doing the Black Show there on a Thursday night. Crack 'em Up Thursdays. Michelle Murdoch. She runs a very fun show. If anybody ever wants to go, it's really fun. The room was kind of light. It had some people in there, and the few people that were in there were not enthusiastic. Mm-hmm. The black crowds can be very mean in terms of... I shouldn't say mean. They're very honest.
Okay.
If you're not funny...
Okay, they will say it right away.
Oh, yes, you will know. But they also are willing to... If they don't think you're funny, that doesn't mean they won't think you're funny by the end. They're of all audiences, I love black audiences because... They'll still give you a chance until you're done.
Okay, cool.
That's
nice. I love this.
Because a lot of white audiences are like, we don't think you're funny, so now in that one
get
joke,
rid of it.
Yeah, we don't like you at all. That's what I don't like about white audiences, especially conservative audiences. You can't do one Trump joke because then they'll turn. Anyhow, so I'm doing this show and it's okay, and everybody's doing okay, and then Cat Williams walks in. You know Cat Williams?
Yeah,
very famous comedian. He has a lot of stuff on the news, and he's always doing something. He's always on something. Great comedian. I love him and I respect him. I really like him a lot. But I assume must have been under the influence of something because him and his friends sat in the front row, which comedians aren't supposed to do. That's like a rule. Like you do not sit in the audience. Like in fact, that's how you know a lot of young comics when they're like, I'm a comedian, and they sit in the front row of a show. It's like, no, you're not, because you should know better than to be sitting not just in the audience but in the front row. That's like that's comedy 101. You don't do that.
Okay, cool.
So most comics sit in the back of the room.
Let me write this down for myself. Do not sit in the front row.
And so he sat in the front with him and his buddies right before I went on stage. And so the host kind of saw that and was like, oh shit, immediately brings me on. Doesn't try to do material. He just is like, bring up Marcella. So I go and I used to have this joke. Sometimes I still do it because it's a fun, easy joke where I say, I was dating a short guy recently because I don't have a choice, right? And ends with basically the punchline is me saying how he fits inside my vagina. That's the punchline of that joke. Fits inside my vagina, and I say, fits inside my vagina, Cat Williams. So I make fun of him in hopes that he will find it funny. Yeah. He does not find it funny. So he just is pissed. Of course, his friends are going to mimic what he does. Oh, no. And because I'm in a black space and I am not black, everyone mimicked what they did, which was not find me funny. And that was the beginning. That was like within the first minute of my set. And I had 10 minutes to do. No. That's the thing about stand-up. Going back to what is Comedy 101. As long as you do your time, people will respect you. You're better. Like, if you bomb for 10 minutes, that's better than getting off early.
Okay.
Or trying and
do the shortcut or something like that.
Yes. So I did my fear. And, back then, 10 minutes felt long, 6 years in. And then a minute 2 in, I'm already bombing. Oh, no. So So I'm just standing there, and at a certain point, I just go, well, fuck it. Because I think I was like 5 or somewhere in 5 minutes. It feels forever when you're not doing good in front of an audience that hates you. So I just said, well, fuck it. I'm up here for 10 more minutes and I'm not getting off. And I sat down and I just did the rest of my jokes sitting down, which I never do because I don't feel comfortable sitting down on stage. And I did it because I was like, and then it was funny because that's the moment people started getting on my side. When I said, I'm not getting the fuck off stage. I'm doing 10 minutes. That's what I was booked for. So that's what I'm doing. And a couple of comics started being like, okay, all right. She's not scared of us, which is good. Because so many comics, especially young comics, especially not black comics, will look at a room like that and go, I'm out of here. And so I started getting the respect of the comics, maybe not Cat Williams, but the other comics that were in the room. And then eventually the audience by the end I was fine. But I remember I'm confident and I will show a good face. But as soon as I left, I was in tears. I was this is so painful. It was so painful. And what was even more wild was there was a comic that was in the room, not a comic, it was a woman who was getting her PhD, I forget in what, some type of social something or other. And so she had interviewed me after that. And then eventually wrote her dissertation about comedy. And then she was there that night. So in her dissertation, she replays that night in her paper. Wow. And it's so funny because she didn't finish it until years later. So I remember reading that and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this night. Because, I blacked out. I was like, I don't need her. So when I read it, I was like, holy shit. This happened, and she fucking nailed it on the head. Where she, as an unbiased observer, was like, "Yeah, why is everybody turning on her? Wait, what's going on? Oh, what? Like she even noticed, something was weird in the room, and of course she didn't figure it out until later, which is what she wrote about too.
Sure,
but it was very interesting to be included in that, and the worst bomb of my life to be in her thesis.
Yeah, exactly. PhD.
But I have a feeling that every comic for sure has that, huh? It's
Everyone.
It just happens. The same nightmares in restaurants. Yeah. And trust me, what we just had at our restaurant, you will not believe this. So we have this bento boxes. These are where we're putting our petit fours. Little nice petit fours in a bento box. There's some rice on the bottom. Bento box this big.
Right.
So we brought this over to 3 people. They were in their mid 50s, I would say 40, 50s. And I just saw, at one point, there was 2 guys and a lady. And nicely dressed, everything in a booth. Okay, bento box on the table. And at one point, I just saw the lady on the lap, or in the lap of one of the guys. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in this restaurant, huh? She's like, I was like, that looks weird. Is she giving him a blowjob or what? In the middle of the restaurant. Huh?
Right.
And then I thought, what the hell, where's the bento box? So she was puking into the bento box. No. Because she was not feeling well. And then she put the bento box back on the table.
No!
With a cover on it.
Oh, no.
And I saw that. Nobody else saw it. And I was like, okay, what are you going to do in this moment, huh? So I took 2 napkins, went over there, smiled at them, grabbed the bento box. One of the guy wanted to say something. He's like, you don't need to say anything. We're all good here.
Yeah.
Let's not
make this worse or uncomfortable or anything. Yeah.
It's all good. And I poured this thing obviously right away into the trash can. It's this is where it belongs. You could smell it. Huh?
Oh my God.
And it was wobbling. Ew. It's I don't know how much you put in there.
No.
But the craziest part about that was for me, so the whole staff already realized what's happening.
Right.
So she went obviously to the restroom, cleaned herself up or whatever girls are doing in there. Then she came back to the tables, and over half an hour, they were sitting and relaxing and chit-chatting. And I was like, when I would have been that person, first of all, I would be so embarrassed that I would have give another $100 bill on the table, and I would get the fuck out of the restaurant. So fast as possible. And I would have been apologizing 500 times.
Yeah.
No, hanging in there, nothing happens, totally relaxed.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
10 minutes, man.
That's for me wow.
Those are some true blue Americans.
That's bam, huh? It's okay,
that's
then
disgusting.
Yeah, that was for me one of the craziest things I ever realized in the restaurant business. Huh?
How long ago was that?
A month ago.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I'm working literally since 1994 in the restaurant business. But I never saw that, huh? that somebody pukes, everything. I saw everything
And then
already.
yeah,
that
yeah,
happens in the hotel. Nancy, my wife tells me all the time what they happening on their hotel. Oh my God.
I bet.
Because this is obviously restaurant. It's still, you're just having the guest there for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're building a little relationship to them. But like when you have them for 2 or 3 days, or maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks sometimes, you're getting into their private life. Huh?
Oh, yeah. It's
And then you know
disgusting.
exactly what's happening to some guests.
It's so funny because on Instagram, I have a running gag on my stories where every time I'm in a hotel room, I show like the couch or the seat, the beautiful couch or seat that's in the hotel. I say, I'm not going to sit on this because I know that people have been having sex on it, and
Sure.
and there's no way they've cleaned it well. 100%.
100%.
And so every hotel room I go into, I make a little story that's like, look at this beautiful couch that I'm never gonna sit on because there's no way they clean the semen off of this. It's disgusting.
I have a similar story to that. So at Penn, the school I went to college at, there's a statue of Benjamin Franklin. And it's just like this brass statue sitting on a bench. And tourists will come and they'll sit next to Ben Franklin, take pictures with them, selfies and stuff like that. But what they don't know is that in the middle of the night, students will go to that statue and piss on him for like good luck
That's
during
so
like
funny.
exam time. So all the students will walk by and nobody's touching it. And whenever you see a tourist like sitting on the bench with their kids taking
Ew.
pictures, it's like, no.
That's disgusting.
Got another one.
Yep. Hey.
That's
life,
good to
huh?
know.
Good, yeah, good to
It's
know.
good to
We
know.
should write
I've
a
never
book
thought
about this.
about
The
that,
101s of good to know what you have
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
when you're going to
you're in
universities,
public.
hotel rooms, or restaurants.
Just in public in general.
It's crazy. It was crazy. Anyhow, it was cool to have you, Marcella. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me.
It was really a lot of fun. Hopefully, we could hydrate you a little bit here.
Yeah, I feel okay.
Do you need to go to the restroom right
I
now?
do
It's
actually
fine.
need a pee.
Here we go. Oh, I
See?
love this. Okay, perfect.
Is that your goal for every?
That's always my goal, because then I know that I did my job right as a good water
I
sommelier.
think it was Nancy. She gave me that great coffee.
Maybe that, huh?
That's what it was.
And unbelievable. I'm always telling my people when they're doing a water tasting with me, do not drink coffee beforehand, because you're obviously messing up a little bit your taste buds.
Yeah.
But I think because you've already been a pro, Marcella, not just in the comedy series.
Yes, but I have sensitive taste buds. I have
Good
a
for
sensitive
you.
sense of smell, hearing, because I think because my vision is so jacked up that all my other senses are
Yeah,
extremely heightened.
It's fun that you're saying this. I'm always saying this to people when they have a hard time to taste the differences in water. I'm always saying them, shut down one of your senses, or close
Yeah.
your eyes.
Yeah,
And then
it's
like
true.
re-taste. And sometimes that really helps them to
Yeah.
really like, oh, now I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Or like they're seeing it too. They have black eyes pretty much then suddenly. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have very sensitive
Anyhow,
taste
Chance,
buds.
what are you up to?
A lot of stuff, actually. So speaking of Martin being an awesome boss, last year he let me...
First of all, I never said he was awesome.
Last year, he let me go back home to Wyoming to film a short, and I just talked to a producer at Netflix who said that if I finish editing the short, then he'll send it to his agent and then see if he can help me out.
Oh,
at
that's
all.
cool.
Great.
So that's what I'm working on, is trying to edit that, and I'm finishing building this financial advisor app, and I'm reaching out to investors and stuff and seeing if we can get it launched in the next 6 months.
Oh, that's cool.
So we'll
Good
see.
for you, Chance. So it's
I
always
think
nice and busy,
a
huh?
lot of people don't realize how important a financial advisor is.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
I worked in banking for a long time. It's very important.
I think so, yeah. I believe that.
absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Nancy and myself flying on Friday to Germany for 11 days, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I will bring, obviously, a camera with me to Germany, and I will do some nice, cool videos. So follow me, please, on Instagram. What's your Instagram again, Marcella?
At Marcella Comedy.
At Marcella Comedy, please, huh? Chance, what is your Instagram?
At Tin Man Chance.
Tin Man Chance. And mine is, obviously, Martin Riese. We're always here for you. Stay thirsty, guys. And next time, hopefully we see each other again here on the podcast. Cheers.
Bye.
See you guys.